Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh who changed Egypt's religion. Akhenaten c. 1353 to 1336 BC was one of ancient Egypt's most controversial pharaohs. He is best known for his radical religious reforms, where he replaced Egypt's traditional gods with the worship of a single god, Aten the sun disk. This attempt at monotheism was a major break from Egypt's religious traditions, earning him the title the Heretic Pharaoh. His reign marked a dramatic cultural and artistic shift, but after his death, Egypt quickly returned to its old ways, and his name was erased from history. 1. Early life and ascension to the throne. C. Birth and family. Akhenaten was born as Amenhotep for around 1380 BC. He was the son of Pharaoh Amenhotep III and Queen Taya, one of the most powerful queens of Egypt. As a prince, he was likely educated in Thebes, Egypt's religious capital, where he learned about traditional gods like Amun, Osiris, and becoming pharaoh. He became pharaoh in 1353 BC, succeeding his father as Amenhotep IV. Unlike previous rulers, he was not interested in military expansion, but instead focused on religion and culture. In his early years, he followed traditional Egyptian beliefs, but soon he began promoting Aten the sun disk as the supreme god. 2. Akhenaten's radical religious revolution. C. Replacing Egypt's gods with Aten. In the 5th year of his reign, Akhenaten changed his name from Amenhotep IV to Akhenaten, meaning servant of Aten. He declared Aten as the only true god, rejecting all other Egyptian gods, especially Amun, the most powerful deity in Egypt at the time. He closed temples dedicated to other gods and redistributed temple wealth to support Aten's worship. Building a new capital, Akhenaten Amana. Akhenaten abandoned Thebes, the religious capital of Egypt, and built a new city called Akhenaten, modern-day Amana, in honor of Aten. He moved his entire administration there and forced the priesthood to worship only Aten. C. Monotheism, a first in Egyptian history. Ancient Egyptians had worshipped multiple gods for over 2,000 years, but Akhenaten tried to make monotheism belief in one god the new religion. He described Aten as a universal god, not just for Egypt, but for all humanity. 3. Akhenaten's unique artistic and cultural changes. C. New style of art. Traditional Egyptian art depicted pharaohs as strong and muscular, but Akhenaten introduced a more naturalistic and exaggerated style. He is often shown with a long face, wide hips, and an elongated body, which some historians believe may have been due to a genetic disorder. Art also depicted him and his family showing affection, which was rare in Egyptian royal imagery. Queen Nefertiti and family life. Akhenaten's great royal wife was Queen Nefertiti, one of the most famous queens in history. She played a major role in Aten's worship and may have even ruled as pharaoh after Akhenaten's death. They had 6 daughters, and some believe Tutankhamun was his son, either by Nefertiti or another wife, Kia. 4. Downfall and death of Akhenaten. C. Growing unpopularity. His religious reforms made him very unpopular among the powerful Amun priesthood, who lost wealth and influence. Many Egyptians secretly continued worshipping their traditional gods, resisting his reforms. His lack of military focus weakened Egypt's power, as territories in Syria and Canaan rebelled during his reign. Mysterious death 1336 BCE. Akhenaten died suddenly around 1336 BCE, possibly due to illness, assassination, or natural causes. After his death, his successor, Smenkhkare, possibly his son-in-law or seer ruler, ruled briefly before Tutankhaten, later Tutankhamun, took the throne. 5. Erasure from history and return to traditional religion. C. The restoration under Tutankhamun. Akhenaten's radical changes were immediately reversed after his death. Tutankhaten changed his name to Tutankhamun, restoring the worship of Amun and other gods. Akhenaten Amana was abandoned, and temples of Amun were reopened. Akhenaten's name was erased. Later pharaohs erased Akhenaten's name from inscriptions and records, calling him a heretic. His statues and images were destroyed, and he was forgotten for centuries. 6. Legacy of Akhenaten. Although his reforms failed, Akhenaten remains one of the most fascinating figures in Egyptian history. First known ruler to introduce monotheism in history, changed Egyptian art, making it more natural and expressive. His wife, Nefertiti, and son, Tutankhamun, remain famous historical figures, inspired later monotheistic religions and believe his ideas influenced Judaism. Conclusion. Akhenaten was a visionary and a revolutionary, but his religious experiment was too extreme and unpopular to survive after his death. Though the traditional gods returned, his bold attempt to change Egypt's religious and cultural landscape makes him one of the most unique and debated pharaohs in history.